Na svijetu trenutno postoji 195 zemalja raspoređenih na 7 kontinenata. Svaka od ovih zemalja ima svoje granice, vladu, himnu, zastavu i ostala obilježja koje čine državom. Posljednja zemlja koja je dobila nezavisnost bio je Južni Sudan i bilo je to 9. jula 2011. godine, čineći tako tu 195. zemlju koju danas zvanično imamo na planeti. Ali, da li će taj broj uskoro biti promijenjen? Naime, dana 13. aprila 2015. godine jedan Čeh imena Vit Jedlička pronašao je komad zemlje površine 7 kvadratnih kilometara smješten na granici između Srbije i Hrvatske, te tako odlučio da proglasi novu zemlju zvanu Liberland. Još od raspada Socijalističke federativne Republike Jugoslavije 1991. godine niti jedna od novoformiranih zemalja nije zatražila pravo nad ovom teritorijom, pa je tako ona postala terra nullius ili ničija zemlja. Na sve ovo, Liberlanđani, kako glasi naziv stanovnika ove zemlje, ne plaćaju nikakve poreze, te se čitav koncept održivosti zemlje zasniva na bazi dobrovoljnih donacija. Ono što zvuči gotovo nevjerovatno je da danas oko 700.000 ljudi čeka da dobije elektronsko državljanstvo ove zemlje. Šta je to još što čini Liberland tako posebnim i da li on ima šanse da jednoga dana postane priznata zemlja, saznaćemo upravo sada. Jesi tako vesel što ideš u novu zemlju?
Jesam, ne znam šta rekao.
Jel znaš nešto o mjestu gdje idemo sad?
Ne znam ništa, osim da se nalazi na granici između dvije države, nekom čudnom mjestu.
Čekamo da vidimo nešto novo, da vidimo kakav je Liberland.
Gdje ćemo, Luka?
Hoda za prijedor.
Gdje ćeš kući? Bi li kad polagalo da budeš pilot?
Ne.
Prežila si vuka i medvjeda i šta je ovo za tebe?
Nemoj me da gubim tlo pod nogama. Mi
smo ljudi upravo na aerodromu u Osijeku. Čekamo predsjednika Liberlanda koji bi trebao da dođe za 15 minuta, malo kasnije. Valjda iz Češke čovjek ide avionom. Evo, pista je ovdje. Iskreno nemam pojma šta će se desiti, ali tu se nalazimo.
Hey guys!
Nice to meet you.
Amazing.
How was the
nice
flight?
First time we're actually flying. Now we can enjoy the Schengen as well.
Upravo smo sjedili sa Vitom pola sata na kafi, čini se super lik i onako baš smo se fino ispričali, međutim policija je odmah došla i dosta ih je pregledala i pitala nas je da li vi znate ko je on i s kim vi idete. Tako da vidim da dosta graničnih problema, ovdje postoji dosta je komplikovan status samog Liberlanda, ali on se čini zaista sjajan i upravo idemo s njim sada do Apatina. On će biti s nama u autu, iskreno jedno čekam da čujem više priča i da ga bolje upoznam. Evo ljudi, stigli smo, još uvijek ne u Liberland, ali on se nalazi tamo preko puta. Dobili smo i ovu brošuru Free Republic of Liberland koju nam je Vit sada dao, gdje je praktično što je sve informacije o zemlji i onome što je čini tako posebnom. Idemo sada na vožnjim brodom koji će nas prevesti do određene tačke. Mnogo me zanima šta će da se desi. She's afraid of boats.
Are you afraid?
No, I hate that kind of stuff.
Možda se ja ne treba smijeti, ali malo je smiješno. Sad ćemo s ovim gliserom da idemo 5 km nizvodno. Međutim, nakon što smo konačno krenuli ka Liberlandu, nakon par minuta vožnje ovim brodom, zaustavila nas je policija. Mašući nam da ugasimo motor, prišli su nam tražeći naše dokumente koje je Vit prethodno rekao da moramo imati sa sobom. Iako će nas isti policajci zaustaviti još nekoliko puta taj dan, iznova tražeći dokumente koje su prije sat vremena vidjeli, moram priznati da su svaki put bili dosta ljubazni i da nam nisu pravili mnogo problema.
Evo, znači ja ću sve odraditi što treba i onda ćete se vi moći uputiti na brod.
Međutim, ono što su naglasili bilo je da ni u kojem slučaju ne pokušavamo da dođemo do samog Liberlanda i izađemo na njega, jer bi to predstavljalo kršenje zakona, te bi moglo da nam izazove brojne probleme, ali i zabranu ulaska u zemlje Europske unije. Poruka jasna, pokušavati ništa nećemo, ali me ipak i dalje zanima mnogo toga vezano za ovu priču.
So it's limited government, the black color, it's basically free markets, the yellow color. And then there is the Danube River, and then there is the sun. We are very happy people, and this is a positive project.
Nice, nice. And there is a tree.
Yes, there's the tree of prosperity, and the bird for the liberty.
Wow, amazing flag. So this is Liberland ID card?
Yeah, e-residence.
Wow.
It's okay. Koliko ja znam, biti inače političar, upoznat s politikom u Češkoj i to me sve dosadilo. Ovo sve što se dešava u stvari, koliko sam ja shvatio da Vit upravo to neće. Nek da napravi slobodnu državu svih građana.
First of all, thank you for finding the time to meet us, and thank you for showing us everything and explaining us more about the place. For the start, where are we now? Actually?
We're on the border between Croatia and Liberland. This is basically the border crossing where people have to visit if they want to visit Liberland first. So as you could see, you were actually checked out, or your documents were checked by Croatian police before coming here. And basically the same thing we're planning to install here. We're kind of, you don't have to do it because everybody that comes here for now we know, and mostly those people are journalists, but we're planning to very shortly open an official border crossing where we will properly check all the papers. People are going to get stamps into their passport.
Wow.
It's kind of exciting that we got to this stage now.
Where did you get idea for this?
Well, I've been thinking for many years actually how to help the freedom on this planet, because you could see, you know, there were lots of countries that were totalitarian, that were choking people in the 20th century. And we know that the economic growth of a healthy country is around 10%. And I could see that it's not happening. Like Europe is growing at 1% a year or 2%. And I was thinking there is enormous potential in the society that can be unleashed. You could literally have the whole world as a Singapore if you just had a little bit better regulation and taxation policy. But at some point I figured out it's almost impossible to change existing country like Czech Republic, where I was active. And I saw that it might be much easier to start a new country than to fix an existing one. I was a free entrepreneur when I started Liberland. I was actually running a rather mid-sized business with Airbnb and with cryptocurrencies at the time. And I was working for 1 year before as a spokesperson for one of the bigger brokerage companies in Czech Republic, commenting on the price of gold and oil. At some point I decided I really want to do something because I felt there is the most value. You know, if you're able to bring a good example how countries can be run, instead of trying to fight internally in those countries, the value will be enormous. And we could see that there was a huge interest right away, 10 times bigger, or maybe 100 times bigger actually than what we ever expected.
What is actually stopping the world for accepting it as a country?
There are countries that already recognize Liberland, and they have there basically two forms of recognition. One of them is kind of the de facto recognition, which is, you can see that we're kind of well recognized here. They might not be recognizing Liberland passports yet, but they recognize that this is not their territory. They recognize that we are kind of leaving Croatia when we enter here. We're able to show that even with not basically full physical presence in Liberland, or very basic one, as you can see now, we're still able to get the country recognized because our diplomatic power is enormous. We are actually represented in more than 80 countries around the world by some diplomats that are pushing the idea of Liberland forward, that are usually very well connected with the government or with the president.
What is the benefit that the region might get from this being a well-established country?
what was actually working here in Croatia. For centuries, there was a separate Republic of Dubrovnik, a very nice story. And it was also a diplomatic powerhouse as well as the powerhouse for business. And I think we can kind of revitalize that spirit here in Liberland, and we could be kind of a new Republic of Dubrovnik for Croatia and for Serbia and for the whole region, bringing enormous amount of prosperity.
And what made you come here for the first time?
It's the political ideas that is very attractive for me, and because I'm striving to live in freedom.
And you work as a chef?
Yes.
Who is a Michelin star cook?
Yes.
But now you decided to leave all of that and come here.
Yes, it's worth it.
Okay, so what we see behind is actually Liberland.
Yeah, that's the Liberty Island. It's amazing nature, amazing sandy beach. It's 1 kilometer long sandy beach.
And how do you envision this place in like 5-10 years right here?
I would like to actually keep this piece of land very pristine. So I think this is a very precious piece of the Danube, where we've got such a nice sandy beaches, right? A nice sandy island, and I think there could be a couple high-rise buildings. This will be actually the city center right behind you. There will be a very nice kind of a city hall with a nice NFT plaza right next to it, with a museum. All of that has been already designed by one of the most prestigious architectural companies in the world.
Oh, so if we come, let's say 2045 maybe, it will be a huge building here.
I hope it could even be faster, you know, if we make the, I would say, very good agreements with Croatia, and I think we're getting very close. I'm very optimistic after, especially my last trip to Zagreb, where I met all the important people in Croatia. Okay. That we are going to be able to build it there, and we will. If we build it, then we build it fast. And it's interesting, the funding is there. You know, we've got more than $20 billion pledged for development of Liberland by the people that applied for citizenship. So there is a huge funding potential behind our nation.
Upravo je policija došla zato što smo ušli u drugi dio plovnog puta. Do ovog dijela ovdje se praktično ne bi smjelo prilaziti. Kažu da je dosta plitko ovdje, tako da se brod ne bi nasukao, pa ću malo okolo, ali ovo što sve vidite ovdje je u stvari Liberland. Nikada nisam znao da postoje pješčane plaže kod nas negdje, ali evo, čitava ova obala je onako baš lijepa i mogla bi se pretvoriti u jedan zaista interesantan turistički potencijal. And talking about the problems and the things that, because it requires a lot of passion to do this, what is the biggest, let's say, obstacle that you faced during this 8 years now?
I would say, luckily, the mosquito season is kind of over these days, but this year it was the mosquitoes that was challenging. For a month and a half we had a lot of mosquitoes here. But we are still in this stage when we're finalizing our constitution. That was another big challenge. You know, really make it in the way that what we're building can last for at least a century. So the idea was to basically combine the best elements of existing governance systems. The strong story was when we started Liberland. We came to go there from Croatia, and we were arrested for illegally exiting Croatia. The chief of the police of Croatia came and he told me, you know, like, your Liberland is just imaginary. And I told him, you know, Croatia is also just imaginary. It's a conceptual thing, right? There is nothing else than belief of Croatian that there is Croatia. And he really got mad. And I told him, you know, all countries are imaginary. This is all conceptual things created in our mindsets. And from him becoming like mad, he kind of understood what I'm talking about, right? I was able to deliver the message.
How did you hear about this part of the land?
Well, that was quite easy. We were just Googling for it, and then we Googled a Wikipedia article about no man's lands. Okay. And this place was listed, and it was very well sourced by academic papers both from Croatia and Serbia. So I felt in love right away when I saw the heart shape of Liberland. That was amazing, right? Like, how many countries are heart shaped?
Parola snađi se.
onda ne moram da čekam.
Kad nema broda, kad nema jet skija, veslu u ruke. Ovim tempom do Božića. Until maybe New Year. A ovo što vidite sada ovdje je tip kuće koja je u planu da se pravi u sklopu Liberlanda. Ona košta oko 20.000 evra sa motorom koji dođe dodatnih 6 do 7.000 evra i praktično je namijenjena da možete da plovite ovim ovdje krajem, a unutra imate sve što vam je potrebno. Sada ćemo da onako provjerimo kako to izgleda. U neku ruku najekonomičniji tip kuća ovog tipa, ali evo pogledajte, imate kuhinju, kupatilo i sve neke najbitnije stvari. Šta za tebe predstavlja ovo mjesto?
Sloboda. Jedno slovo samo, sloboda.
One thing I wanted to ask you, when you take back 8 years of everything, what is the biggest thing that you got and what is the biggest thing that you lost in all this process?
Well, we got an amazing number of friends all around the world and a lot of new experience and a lot of great businesses were done in our network. And what I've lost, I think it's fairly uneven. I've got so much things. Of course, I maybe lost a little bit of personal time because I'm on this 24/7, but I'm trying to keep things in balance.
For the people that want to know more about everything that you do, where can they follow you?
Well, it's very easy to apply for e-residency and that doesn't cost much money. You can even basically earn it if you are going to help with something. And then you can become citizen. That's very easy as well, and you will get all the information about the festivals, about the latest houseboats, about amazing floating city that we're building next to Dubai, about the floating city that we want to build in Liberland, as well as about all the future plans for construction in Liberland itself. So if you apply for e-residency or citizenship, you will definitely get all the updates that you need.
Da li će Liberland jednog dana postati prava zemlja i da li će sve ove stvari o kojima smo Vit i ja prethodno razgovarali zaista biti izgrađene, ostaje samo da se vidi. Tokom dana kojeg smo proveli ovdje, imali smo prilike da upoznamo i nekoliko policajaca koji su nadgledali ovaj dio, te u razgovoru sa njima mogli da čujemo i onu drugu stranu ove priče, te prilično negativan pogled na sve ovo što se dešava ovdje. Ali, bez obzira kakav bio vaš stav o svemu ovom, ako mu nešto mogu priznati, to je da u svijetu prepunom interesa i u kojem novac diktira većinu stvari oko nas, ovaj čovjek i ljudi oko njega biraju da vjeruju u neke više i bolje ideale i da koliko god to na trenutke nemoguće izgledalo, odbijaju da odustanu od ideje kojoj teže. Ideje koje bismo mogli opisati sa jednom riječju, a to je sloboda. U neku ruku, ako malo zastanemo i zapitamo se šta je to što nam je najpreče u životu, u zdravlju koje bih uvijek stavio na prvo mjesto, sloboda da živimo život kakav želimo, zaista je nešto neprocjenjivo. Pišite mi u komentare šta vi mislite da će jednoga dana biti sa Liberlandom i kako vi gledate na sve ovo, a mi se vidimo u nekoj novoj priči sa putovanja.